All right, here we are. Day one of the MAC Championships is complete. A really good first day at the MAC Championships, and we've got a few student athletes here, and then coach we're going to talk to. Let's start with Savannah Knevels. Savannah qualified for finals in 2 events today. Savannah, just talk through your day having to go through prelims in 2 events.
I knew like today was gonna be like a really like a mindset thing for me. I feel like I obviously like did well, but really it was because of my teammates. Like they helped me like with warm-ups and everything. Like I was telling them like I'm kind of nervous, and they're like, no, you got this. Like you're coming in like good on the MAC list and everything. And then came out, got it done. So it was a good day.
Yeah, that 60 we talked about. You were out there in lane 1, and the 60 is, I mean, you have no room for error. And how did you feel about being out there in lane 1?
Well, flashback to last indoor. I had lane 1 in the final for the 60, so I'm kind of like already familiar. I knew how it was. I had to get out there and just push, worry about myself and my lane, not really be concerned about anyone else. But I feel like that kind of helped me like mentally because I've already been in that position before and did well. So
fantastic. Perfect. Thank you, Savannah. Ayanna.
Thank you.
Talk to Ayanna Ross next. Ayanna, you qualified for finals in the 400. Obviously, you're the school record holder in the 400. If you want to unmute yourself and just kind of talk through your race today and how the 400 went.
Okay, so my 400 actually didn't go as well as I had planned it, but I'm not too mad at what I did today, considering just how the year went in general. I'm just happy that I was able to get out there and do it again. My start wasn't really good. I wasn't prepared for the gun, but I knew that I had to make up for it and just keep going because I had to make it to finals. So yeah, the race was interesting. The 400 is one of my favorites, even though it's kind of like, it's painful, but it's okay. I just tried to make sure I finished and won my heat in the prelims. So I'm glad that I could do that, even though my race probably wasn't as ideal as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, you mentioned that you kind of stumbled a little bit out of the blocks in the 400. Just talk about that mindset a little bit. How do you right the ship in such a short distance?
So I definitely, I was angry in that moment. I don't like to think too much. And that's what I thought of. I was like, wow, that was noticeable, I'm sure. So I just wanted to make sure I made up for it. I wanted to make sure I continued to keep driving and get out and just catch the person in front of me so that I can, get to the break. But my start wasn't good, but tomorrow I definitely know what I need to do and we're going to make the adjustments we need.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ayanna. We're going to go to 2 members of the MAC Champion Distance Medley Relay. Let's start with Katarina Schubel. And Kat, you can unmute yourself as well now. Kat, I mean, that first leg, that was phenomenal. Just talk about your mindset coming out and kind of setting the pace and setting the tone for what that race was going to be like.
So the goal was to kind of set the tone of the race with a good lead in the 1200. That was not how I thought my good lead would start out at all. That was kind of like best case scenario, and it actually like happened. My goal was to kind of stay in the pack the first 400, let them like take the pace out too fast. That never happened. So I kind of controlled the pace like from the get-go. And then I was scared the whole race that they were going to pass me like 2 laps to go or a lap to go. So I just like really dug deep, listened to both Coach Gilden was yelling at me to drive my arms and Snelling was telling me to keep it up too. So like, I just made sure like I kept the lead and I was giving it my all to do that. And I was just nervous that I was going to get passed because I wanted to give off in first place. That was the whole goal. That was the goal, like at practice when we were practicing off handoffs. I told Jazz, if you're going to get the baton in first place, that's my goal. And it worked out to the best that could have been, I guess.
Yeah, your first gold medal in a MAC championship. Let's show us that gold medal.
Yes, it's so cool. I almost cried. Well, I was crying and I lost my voice, but it's so awesome. I mean, last year the same DMR squad, me, Jazz, Trinity, Kailee. We got 4th, and coming off of the podium last year, we said, hey, why not us next year? So this is something that for a whole year, we've all been thinking about, like, that it could happen. And right before the race today, we even said, like, remember last year, we said we could do it. Let's go out and let's do it. And we did it. So it's so exciting to, like, just see that growth in a year.
Awesome. Fantastic. We'll go to Kailee here. Kailee, you had the anchor leg, if you will, and you can unmute yourself as well. You took that baton, and it was pretty much a virtual tie at that point. And kind of what are you thinking at that point in the race?
Yeah, so we were side by side from the beginning, and I knew like I wanted the front edge in front of her and stuff. And through the race, I knew she was right on my heels. She was clipping me just a little bit, but I wasn't getting too worried or anything like that. But my goal was just to keep pressing, keep moving forward, and try and get us to the best position as we could and finish strong.
Yeah, and that was an Eastern Michigan girl on your heels there the whole way, and then right at the end, the Toledo girl came up too. Did you sense that she was behind you or closing in on you at all?
I actually did not. When I finished, I looked at the board and saw Toledo like was second, and I did not know she was there. But just the last stretch, I tried to give it all I got and like keep moving forward. So yeah, turned out well.
For you, this is your second gold medal along with the cross country MAC championship from the fall. How is this one different for you than the cross country one?
Yeah, to share this one with Kat, Jazz, and Trinity, it's really special because like Kat said, last year after we finished, we just like we wanted to be like third and been like to even work even harder and to win. Like that's pretty special, especially with like the circumstances we are in at the moment. Just to work through it, it's really good.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kailee. We're going to go to Coach Snelling now and get your thoughts on the day in general. And Coach, since we were just talking about the DMR, I guess let's talk about that first. Just that race in general, what you saw, how it set up for you, and what did you think as it was kind of progressing?
Yeah, I mean, you and Kat kind of talked a little bit about how strong of a leadoff that was, and it was very impressive and really set the tone, for the whole relay. Jazz kind of kept that roll in there over the quarter leg. Trin was very, very aggressive off the start of the 8 and paid for that a little bit towards the end, but she still got the stick in, and Kailee just ran from the front, which I think she's very comfortable doing, and had a really, really gutsy last 200 meters there, and that didn't have to happen, right? It was so close, it could have gone either way. There's so many teams in the mix, but like they said, they had talked about doing this for a year now, and just the time and the effort that was put in through all the challenges, and it's just we get the payoff today, and it's a really cool moment.
This is such a different day one for you all from the standpoint of often we're starting off with the weight throw and scoring a bunch of points right out of the gate. And, but we also talk about how day one is always for kind of setting that foundation for day two. And so you didn't have anybody competing in the weight throw today, but you guys did a pretty good job of setting the foundation for day two, don't you feel?
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a different day one for us. We had some areas that historically we were very strong in, in the past, and didn't quite hit there, today. But you could kind of feel the energy kind of building as we went through the day, just with so many positive things happening, and obviously finishing off, with the DMR, and I think we have a lot of momentum. That's one of the things we talked about, kind of going into the meet, was energy and momentum, and I feel like we have both of those things going into day two here.
Just touch base, if you would, on that 200 a little bit. You've got three kids going into finals.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You're going to score a few points there.
Yeah, we talked about money in the bank a bit, with that, and it's going to be good. It's just how good is it going to be? There's so many events, the 60, the 2, the 4, in particular in terms of sprints. It's just so close, right? And it can go either way, and why not us? Why not us?
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Coach. We're looking forward to day 2 tomorrow, and we'll talk after that as well. So appreciate all the time from everybody, from all the student athletes, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Jason. Go along.